झोपील माझ्या बाळाला हरिश्चंद्राला त्याच्यात काय झोपील माझ्या बाळाला हरिश्चंद्राला सोन्याचा पाळणावा आहे नवसाला हरिश्चंद्राला सोन्याचा पाळणावा आहे नवसाला.
Ethereal, magnificent, pristine, majestic, luminous, breathtaking. These words are still unable to describe the essence of this space. This is not only about the lush valleys and the boundless sky, but this is about all of life that breathes over here as one organism. Here, you will hardly find distinction between the man, the flora, and the fauna. Nothing needs to be destroyed, and nothing needs to be protected here. Man is as much a part of nature as the tiniest mushroom is. This is Devraai, the sacred grove, a sanctuary of ancient wisdom, few of the last bastions of forgotten wisdom. When the first people came to settle in these lands, how did they build their societies? Did they cut down trees, change the flow of water, or blast mountains and build houses? Or did they observe their surroundings, identified which plants are for food, which for medicine, which for tool and house construction, and then build societies that merged with nature? As our ancestors continued to live on these lands, they learned patterns of the environment there, and the experiences turned into wisdom. A wisdom full of science, botany, biology, and craftsmanship, which was then passed on to successive generations through stories. Stories. Kahaniya. Over thousands of years, these stories became living libraries, and with these libraries, the indigenous people have learned to live so in sync with nature that at the slightest of imbalance, they pull back their activities and let nature take its course.
काय बोले हरिश्चंद्राला माझ्या बाळाला नवस काय बोले हरिश्चंद्राला.
Then came modern science. Still in its nascent stages of only 400 years, modern science has managed to automate people's lives with beneficiary tools to get the world closer and accessible with just a click. However, it has also created the problem of mental scarcity. People are struggling with a perceived idea of a good life. Theory is now more important than experiential learning. Modern science is in fact rooted in ancient ecological wisdom that is 10,000 years old. But it was created to conquer nature.
तुमच्या लेकाला रामचंद्राला घरी येऊन तुमच्या लेकाला रामचंद्राला.
One of the chief polluters of our times is modern agriculture. The ultra-processing of food and the domestication and poisoning of our food plates has desensitized our palates.
सीता चाली मावनाला परदेशाला सीता चाली.
And our attention is now focused on the exotic farm produce of faraway lands. To make matters worse, we have started to eat brands rather than food. But what about our own backyard? India has hundreds of wild vegetables and fruits, a lot of which are even found growing on the sidewalks. Our ancestral food was simple, flavorful, and mindful. The dignity came from the act of foraging in the wild, and the acumen to identify plants for food, medicine, tools, and construction was developed over time. And these wild vegetables, fruits, tubers, roots, and spices have more of nature's intelligence coded in them than anything found in shiny supermarkets. This is pure living food. And when we are putting something that sacred in our bodies, we are putting life into our body.
सीता चाली मावनाला परदेशाला सीता चाली मावनाला परदेशाला सीता चाली मावनाला.
Mental scarcity is then replaced by natural abundance. Let us bring our awareness back to the plate, the forest, and its source, the soil. In this regard, the indigenous people and their way of life are our living Devraai. They are our sacred grooves of wisdom and can probably help us tide over our crisis situation.
हरिचंद्राला माझ्या बाळाला नवस काय बोले हरिचंद्राला
This is Devraai.